Some character introductions are so perfectly chaotic they become absolutely legendary. And in the world of anime, I don't think many team-ups start with more screaming, headbutting, and just pure confusion than how Demon Slayer's main trio gets together. Seriously, Tanjiro and Zenitsu have just scraped through this horrific battle, and right when you think they can finally catch a break, things get really, really weird. Okay, so picture this. The scene is set right outside the demon's house. Tanjiro stumbles out, he's battered, he's bruised, and he finds his new buddy Zenitsu just cowering on the ground, desperately protecting that mysterious box. And standing over him, a brand new threat. But wait, it's not a demon. It's a guy wearing a boar's head mask, and he does not look happy. And there it is. That's our introduction. No name, no backstory, just pure unfiltered aggression. This boar-headed slayer is just relentlessly kicking a terrified Zenitsu, trying to pick a fight. But here's the key thing. Zenitsu, for all his crying and screaming, refuses to let go of that box. Why? Because Tanjiro told him it was important. It's our first real look at the incredible loyalty hiding under all that fear. So now Tanjiro's really in a bind. He sees the guy's uniform and realizes, oh no, he's a fellow demon slayer, and the rules are crystal clear. You are strictly forbidden from drawing your sword on another corps member. So, what do? How do you stop a fellow slayer who is dead set on violence without breaking the corps' most sacred rule? The fight that follows is just bizarre. The boar man, who we'll soon come to know and love as Inosuke, moves like a wild animal. All his attacks are unnaturally low to the ground, and as he proudly shouts, he has this grotesque, superhuman flexibility. He's bending his body in ways that just don't seem possible. Tanjiro isn't just fighting a man, he's fighting something feral. Tanjiro tries to reason with him, but it's completely useless. This guy seems to only understand one language, and that's strength. Pushed into a corner, unable to use his sword, Tanjiro has to resort to his own secret weapon, his ridiculously hard forehead. With this massive crack, he just slams his head right into Inosuke's and knocks him out cold. So, what's the damage report for Tanjiro? Absolutely zero. Not a single drop of blood, not even a little scratch on his head. That impact was strong enough to give Inosuke a concussion, but Tanjiro just kind of shakes it off. It's the first hilarious clue that our kind-hearted hero is, well, quite literally, hard-headed. Okay, so the wild man is unconscious, the immediate threat is over, but that just opens up a much, much bigger mystery. It's finally time to see the face under that boar mask. So, Tanjiro and Zenitsu pull off the boar mask, and what they find just leaves them absolutely speechless. Underneath that terrifying, beastly exterior is a face that is shockingly beautiful. It's delicate, almost feminine. The difference is so jarring, it just completely short-circuits their brains. And this right here, this contrast, is the whole joke of Inosuke's character. On one side, you've got this monstrous boar mask, a deep, gravelly voice, and this aggressive, animal-like behavior. And on the other, this unexpectedly pretty face. The two sides just don't add up, and that jarring disconnect is a huge part of his charm. So you're probably wondering, why is this guy so chaotic? Well, the answer is pretty simple. He was literally raised by wild boars up in the mountains. This one fact explains everything. He has zero concept of social norms, he can't remember people's names to save his life, he can't even read or write. His entire world revolves around proving he's the strongest. His only joy is, and I quote, comparing his strength against other creatures. And this is just a perfect example of his whole name-forgetting thing. Even after being told Tanjiro's name, he immediately butchers it, calling him Kamaboko Gonpachiro. It's the start of one of the best running gags in the series, and it perfectly captures his wild, totally self-centered personality. All right, after all that chaos, a crow guides our 3 injured slayers to a Wisteria Crest house. And this basically forces our brand new, highly dysfunctional group into a very fragile, temporary truce. Now, these houses aren't just any old inn. Think of them like designated safe havens, run by families who owe a debt to the Demon Slayer Corps. It's a place where slayers can rest up, get a good meal, and heal for free. It's neutral ground, where they're supposed to act like comrades. But, Inosuke has other ideas. And right on cue, a conflict kicks off. Tanjiro, being the compassionate soul he is, wants to bury the bodies of the people killed by the demon. But Inosuke, coming from a world where only the strong survive, thinks this is just a complete waste of time. It's a fundamental clash between his humanity and Inosuke's wildness. But watch this, because Tanjiro is already learning. Instead of just arguing with Inosuke's stubborn pride, he pulls out a brilliant bit of reverse psychology. He doesn't order him, he just kind of suggests the job is too hard for him and that he should probably just rest. He's speaking Inosuke's language, a challenge. And boom, it works perfectly. Inosuke's competitive pride is so massive that the slightest hint that he can't do something makes him absolutely determined to do it better than anyone else. In this moment, Tanjiro proves he's not just the kindest member of the group, he's also the most perceptive. So, with a shaky piece established, it's time for the final and maybe the most important introduction of all. It all comes back to the one thing that started this whole mess in the first place, that box. Now, let's not forget what Zenitsu did here. He knew a demon was inside that box. He could hear it. He was terrified out of his mind, but he protected it with his life, based purely on the faith he had in Tanjiro. And now he's finally about to see exactly what he was risking it all for. So the moment of truth arrives. Inside the Wisteria House, Tanjiro opens the door to that small wooden box, and emerging for the very first time in front of anyone besides her brother is Nezuko. And Zenitsu's reaction, is it terror? Nope. It is pure, explosive, comedic rage. He doesn't care that she's a demon. The only thing he cares about is that Tanjiro was traveling with a cute girl this whole time. His noble sacrifice suddenly feels like a personal betrayal, and he absolutely erupts in jealousy, demanding repayment for all the blood he shed. This right here is just the perfect, ironic little bow on this whole introduction. A doctor comes to check on them, and guess what? The diagnosis is the same for all three. Tanjiro and Zenitsu have broken ribs from the demon fight, and Inosuke has broken ribs from Tanjiro's headbutt. For all their differences, they're already united by being completely and utterly battered. So this is what we're left with. A kind-hearted leader with a head made of rock, a terrified crybaby who becomes a lightning-fast warrior when he's asleep, and a feral beast man with a surprisingly pretty face. They're an absolute disaster. And yet, this perfectly chaotic introduction sets the stage for one of the most beloved and, believe it or not, effective teams in modern anime, leaving us all with one burning question.